actives. I want to spend the next 6 minutes just telling you about my experience with Sigma Eta Pi and my experience and just how I've been blessed by all of you. So, as many of you know, I actually found out about Sigma Eta Pi from a lot of my friends up at Cal, and they were telling me how they were starting an entrepreneurship fraternity, or starting their chapter of the entrepreneurship fraternity, and I thought that was really cool. I thought it'd be a really great way to network, and I always remember my parents telling me how, like, if you want to make money in the future, you need to start your own business. You can't spend your life working for everyone, for someone else. And I thought that was a really cool idea. And I had no idea that we had a chapter here at UCLA. I didn't know that our Alpha chapter was actually here at UCLA. And so I decided to check you guys out this spring, during your spring rush this year. And I'm so glad I did. Like, I feel like I met so many of you guys during Rush itself, and I felt like you guys all had a very unique story to share. And you guys each had a different experience with the fraternity, and I thought that was really cool. I really appreciate how each of you actives took the time for me to interview you. I know that it's not easy interviewing, well, about 10 or to 15 of us pledges. Like, I know that us pledges thought that interviewing 30 actives was a lot, but then I realized that each of you actives had to interview each of us pledges too. So I really appreciate you taking your time, the time out of your busy schedules to just meet with us and to meet with us and just share about your experiences with Sigma Eta Pi, and just telling us like how, like, your ideas on entrepreneurship, whether or not you started a business, and your experiences at UCLA. I think it's very valuable, and I've been able to take something away from each of our interviews. So thank you for that. As for the pledge quarter, I think it was structured really well. I've gotten this question from a lot of actives during my interviews in the past few weeks, was regarding how the pledge process can be improved, and I just think that you guys did a very good job of structuring it. I think it's really cool how we had to put on 4 events, like a professional event, a social event, a philanthropy event, and then fundraise. I think it was definitely a really great way for our pledge class to bond. I know that when I went to the beach cleanup, even though there were only a handful of us, I definitely got closer to the people who went. And same with our attempt at fundraising with the Girl Cheese fundraiser. Like, even though we didn't make money, I feel like that was the first time that our pledge class really, really bonded, as we were all out there on a Thursday night trying to sell grilled cheese sandwiches. Yeah, I think this pledge quarter has been a really great experience for me. Like, I definitely got to network a lot with people who outside of engineering. I know I've told many of you this, but I feel like a lot of times I interact with mostly engineers, since I spend my time like working with engineers on projects, and like I live with like bio majors, and I'm pretty much live in like a South Campus bubble. And I think it's great that like all of us are pretty much all different majors, and we each have something different about that we know, and something that we're willing to contribute to the fraternity. Yeah, so basically I just want to thank you guys for putting together such a great pledge quarter. I mean, like, I definitely wouldn't have met all of you guys or my pledge brothers without this fraternity, and I think that, like, I've definitely bonded them in to the extent that, like, I know that if I needed something, I can call them up and they would understand and they'd be willing to help. And I'm really glad that I've met all of you actives. I do wish that there were more active events this quarter. I wasn't able to go to retreat, and I heard that was super, super fun, and like that was the first time that the pledges really got to meet all of the actives, and I really wish I had gotten to attend, but I'm glad that I did have a chance to meet the rest of you actives throughout the quarter. And I really enjoyed that one social we had at Sunset Rec. I thought it was a really casual setting, and that I really just got to get to know you actives better. Oh, and surprisingly, my favorite assignment was, I guess it was an ongoing assignment of having to find a news article every day, because I feel like, for me personally, I don't spend a lot of time reading the news. Most of the time, I just browse the headlines on Yahoo News or CNN maybe once or twice a week, and I really just used this opportunity to educate myself more about the business world. I think you guys were one of the reasons I took out a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, and I feel like I've learned so much about like how businesses work, and like I've been like keeping myself updated on like Facebook's IPO, or like what's been going on with JP Morgan, and like things like that I feel like are more useful than a lot of things that I learned in school today. I mean, I know I spent a lot of time in classes learning technical like equations and like models, but I feel like this is the core of what you need to like do well in life. So I want to thank you guys for that. Yeah, this pledge quarter has been surprisingly short. I mean, I still remember getting our binders, what was it, week 2, and thinking that, oh my gosh, we have to do all this work for the next 5-6 weeks. But I'm really glad I stuck it through. I mean, I know there were definitely points when I felt like I couldn't handle it and that it would be too much work, or that I just couldn't balance it along with school and like my other extracurriculars and and just like hanging out with my friends and all. But I'm really glad that like each event that I've been to, whether it was mandatory or it was just casual, that it didn't really feel like a mandatory event to me, or it didn't feel like something that like I was forced to be a part of. Like it was more like something I wanted to be a part of, and I'm really thankful for that too. I'm really thankful that this fraternity is something that I want to be a part of, not just something I feel like I should go through just because I've paid my dues and I've gotten so far. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for encouraging me to continue with this pledge process, especially to my pledge brothers. I mean, I know I talked to a few of them about wanting to drop like week 7, and they were like, no, like it's so soon, like the initiation quarter is the pledge quarter is almost over, and you should really stay, like it'll be worth it. And I'm so glad I did. I feel like I've gotten so much closer to my brothers in the past 2 weeks than I could have expected. So yeah, that concludes my 6 minutes. Thank you, actives, for watching, and I look forward to getting to know you guys all better.